All right, so welcome back. Today we want to talk about smog. What does that mean? What does it do? Why is it important? And what are the tips and tricks of what shops do in regards to getting cars passed for registration? So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So here we are. We want to talk about smog. So what is smog and what does that mean and why is it so important to us? Well, smog is basically what controls or measures the amount of pollutant that comes out of your car. Especially in the state of California, the state is very strict in regards to the pollutant that goes in the air. So some of the older cars that are on the market today that used to be a gross pollutant, that used to put out a lot of pollutant and smoke, they try to get those off the streets. So they have programs, the state has programs statewide in which some of the older cars that may not pass smog, they will actually pay you a fee of up to $1,500 for your running car because it does not pass smog. All right, so the smog is measured where when you take it to a smog shop, they measure the amount of gas or pollutant that's coming out of that tailpipe. So if there's a measure, which is a very strict measure in the state of California, where your car does not pass that measure, it's going to fail. And when that fails, you have to do a lot of mechanical repair to your car, anything from the engine to the exhaust system to the oxygen sensor on your car, and you have to correct those for you to be able to pass that smog. All right, so you take your car to a mechanic shop. You're going to tell them that here's the report and my car didn't pass smog. How do you know the mechanic shop is really not going to take advantage of you? Unfortunately, you really don't. You are basically at the mercy of the mechanic shop to make sure that they do whatever they need to do by understanding how to read that smog report to know exactly which part of your car needs to be addressed. Sometimes you'll have to take your car to the smog shop multiple times for you to make sure that you're past your smog. In your smog, there is two factors that would allow your car to pass smog. One is making sure that you do not have a check engine light on in your car, and two, the readiness that is in the measure in your ECU, the electronic control module. You wouldn't know that unless you actually attach a computer module to be able to know if the readiness is complete. Most of the times when you take it to a mechanic shop, the mechanics will be able to attach their computer to your car and tell you if those readiness is ready for you to pass your smog. Now, if your readiness is not complete, most of the smog companies and shops will tell you that you actually have to drive your car so many number of miles for your car to then register how it functions and make sure that it does get your readiness ready for it to pass smog. So you can be driving 10, 15, 20, up to 50 miles before you know if those are ready or not. Next thing, you get your car into a shop, mechanic says it's costing you so much money to fix your car. What do? Unfortunately, you don't have much of a recourse. You only have two choices. Either get your car repaired, or unfortunately, you will have to send it to a salvage yard, or go to the state program in which then the state will then buy your car at a maximum of $1,500. All right, so now here's another scenario. You bought a car from a private party about a year ago, right? And now it's time for you to smog your car. You take it to a smog shop, and the smog guy is telling you your car is not going to pass smog. You take it to a mechanic shop says, look, it's going to cost you a lot of money to fix this and this and that. You're going to tell them, hey, you know what, I don't understand. I just bought this car 6 months or a year ago, and the guy who sold me the car gave me a smog certificate. How is it possible that my car is not going to pass smog? Well, if the car is really old, it's very possible that the guy who actually sold you the car, what he actually did was he paid someone off at a smog shop to then have them smog your car, and that's how they were able to give you that smog certificate. So you got to be really careful that when you are going to buy a car from a private party, especially a used car, you want to make sure that you buy one of those small OBD computer modules that you can attach to the car and make sure that the car's readiness is there, and make sure the check engine light is not on, and therefore that will give you that mind assurance that you're not going to buy yourself a lemon. As I mentioned earlier, there is a computer module that you can buy that you can attach to your car called the OBD2. So if you stay tuned to our next video, we're going to go into full detail of how that OBD2 is going to be used on your car, and that will come in really handy for you. Alright guys, so Mike again here with AutoWay Collision. I hope you enjoyed this video today. So if you did, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell below, and more beautiful videos to come.